Hello, Multiverse. Welcome to Omniverse Gamers. My name is Damian Bizayo. This video is going to talk about Novaing and why it's okay to let your players Nova. Now, what is Nova? Some people don't know what Nova means. It means basically your party can pile on all their best abilities in one encounter, and they know they don't have to worry about more encounters in the future, so they don't have to worry about long rests or anything. They can just give you their top notch, just all their powers, bam, bam, bam. In a Nova, it's called a Nova encounter. They basically can just wreck everything and not worry about, and not have to worry about, conservation and the next couple encounters because they know they're going to be able to long rest next. Now, some DMs have a big problem with this. I mean, D&D by CR rules basically assumes you're going to have 4 to 6 encounters in an adventuring day, which I don't know. There's not many people that play that way. I don't like to have insignificant encounters myself. I don't want to have 6 little tiny encounters. I want to come in. We're gonna role play a lot. We're gonna come in. We're gonna have a massive encounter that it's just gonna be epic. That's what I'm going for in my sessions. It's epic encounters. I want all my encounters to mean something. So I have no problem letting players go Nova about 80% of the time. There are times, when I want them to conserve their stuff, or it's good to, because I let my players Nova a lot and I give them max hit points. I'm kind of crazy, but I like to hit them hard. I like to give them, if I know they're going to Nova, I can send stuff that they shouldn't defeat. They shouldn't be able to defeat this thing. They will. They'll be fine. They're party members. There's 6 of them, or 4 of them, whatever, against one. They'll be fine. So there is a fun aspect of Novaing. It's like movies Nova all the time. I'll get into that in a little bit. So, some people think it's like a 5-minute work day. There's a whole thing where all your character only has to work for literally. I mean, if you have a 5-round encounter, that's 30 seconds that your player actually did anything all day. Which yes, that's not really realistically immersive, but also it's a D&D game. Lord of the Rings happened over 13 months, and they had like 8 encounters. So it is what it is. It's just a style of play that you shouldn't be afraid of. So there are some factors though when you know you're going to Nova, and you have to kind of know which of your party members are going to take advantage of it, and which of them are going to have be lessened by it. So you can kind of mitigate it with magic items or certain other things in the game to give the players that are going to need something to boost them up. There's a couple classes that Novaing really favors. Paladins come to mind, wizards, bards that can use their high-end magic spells that don't have to worry about wasting their slots, sorcerers who can really manipulate their sorcery points and really get some crazy stuff going. If they know they don't have to worry, they can just get them all back. They're gonna cast some wild stuff in Twin Spell and just use their. They're gonna use their meat and meat of magic is a thing that you can manipulate things without worrying about running it out. Druids, wild shape, you can go wild. You can literally go crazy. Clerics with higher end spells, mass heal and stuff. You got to really banishment. I have a group that can cast banishment 7 times, and they can make me re-roll my save throw 6 times. It's crazy, but it's a challenge. I have to set up my encounters knowing that, and it's part of the fun for me. I like the challenge of come at me with all you got, and I'm going to come at you with some crazy fun stuff, and we're going to have an epic encounter that's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. They're always insane because it's a Nova. They can do all kinds of things and combinations, and I give out magic items. So but yeah, like there are classes that it favors. You got to be aware of that. Paladin can smite literally every attack. Battle masters have a lot more tactical abilities they can do, and you can really spend out their action surges and fighters and stuff like that. They can really dish out some damage. And there's also some classes that kind of take a back seat in this kind of style, like rogues and warlocks, whose powers are kind of always on. Warlocks get stuff back at short rest, but if you know you're not going to take you're going to take a long rest after, you limit all of your short rest abilities in this kind of way if you let your players Nova too much. So there is some kind of things to think about. So some things about it that people don't like, or why it's bad to let players Nova. Obviously, some people think it's easy mode, and it can be, but also I play it as hard mode because you have all your stuff, so I'm not afraid to send something at you that's way above your level because I know you have all of your resources and you'll figure it out. You'll figure a way out, and we'll all laugh about it at the end of the day. I'll be like, oh wow, that was crazy. So, but it does give the players a huge advantage in combat, which is already a problem in 5th edition. But that's a whole. If you use all the other techniques to build encounters, it just you can mitigate that pretty easily and balance it. Players are hard to kill, obviously. It's harder for your monsters to withstand the damage because your players are going to do a lot of damage. They're going to give out all their major spells and skills. So you really have to have save throws and your hit points and your resistance is really planned out for your monsters if you're going to let your players Nova, especially at higher levels. And there's the whole 5-minute workday argument where your players should have the day of adventuring should be harder than just walking for a while, fighting a monster for 30 seconds, and then going about your business the rest of the day and then resting. I get that's kind of out of immersion, but I mean, it's a game. In video games, you can go forever without resting. You know what I mean? If you think about movies, you know, like I said, Lord of the Rings is one. Iron Man and Batman always have all their stuff. It's very rare that they don't have all of their powers. It's sometimes, and it's really rare. And those moments where Batman doesn't have his stuff or Iron Man doesn't have his stuff are really tense. So like if you let your players Nova 80% of the time, when they can't, they're bad. They really, really feel it because they're used to just, I can just do whatever. Now it's like, oh man, I don't know. We have to fight this next thing. They really think about their character's actions, which I guess they would normally, but you can have epic encounters inside of this system and really build your tension in other ways. You don't have to just send, kobolds at them 20 times a day to challenge them, to get their resources down, to deal with their stuff. You can just send one monster at them, kick their ass, but they persevere because they just, they come out of it Avenger style, and it's really fun. So yeah, that's one of the benefits of this way. All your battles are going to be epic. You can send crazy stuff at them, and they'll deal with it. It's a challenge for the DM. You really have to be able to come at them without TPKing them. There's other ways. There's ways to balance, and if you know your party, you know what you can do. But yeah, you're going to make up if you let your players Nova and you're not afraid of it. And you don't have to do it all the time. Even if it's 50% of the time, or just sometimes. Just let them, every once in a while, give them a battle where they know they can pull out all the stops. And you kind of foreshadow that the thing they're fighting is going to pull out all its stops. This is a life or death fight that's going to be epic versus epic. And you end up with a lot of fun without worrying about the immersion. Your game is your game. Some people won't play this way. Some people, want to get experience points and make it based on this and that. But if you just want to have some epic adventure style fun, let your players Nova. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's my video on that. It was kind of an opinion video, just kind of way to think about letting them Nova. I have some new encounter videos I'm putting out where you'll see where I let my players Nova, but I come at them with crazy stuff, and it makes it really interesting and dynamic. So yeah, hope you liked that video. We are Omniverse Gamers. Like, subscribe, and all that. There's more coming. Hope to see you soon, and keep on gaming.